U.S. officials say Secretary of State Kerry is here to narrow the gaps in peace talks, but his more immediate challenge is to figure out whether each side might be willing to continue. Israeli leaders want the talks extended before the prisoner release, arguing that Palestinians will have no incentive to continue with the peace process once the detainees are freed. Facing opposition on the street to any agreement, Palestinians say this fourth and last prisoner release was part of the agreement that opened 9 months of peace talks and so should not now be renegotiated. Palestine Liberation Organization Executive Committee member Hanan Ashrawi says Palestinians have lost trust in the peace process and in the Obama administration's leadership.
We are not negotiating in order to surrender, but we are doing so in order to retrieve our rights. If this tool becomes unfruitful, then we have to look for other tools, and we do have options.
None of those options, from greater European sanctions to action at the United Nations, are in keeping with the U.S. approach to a two-state solution, an approach that former U.S. Ambassador Adam Early says is showing little progress.
I think the parties are still very, very far apart. Obviously, the United States believes that a settlement is in everybody's interests because the longer you go without a settlement, the more unstable and explosive the situation becomes. But pushing the parties together and pushing the parties to compromise for less than what they think is their minimum required is going to be very difficult.
New Israeli settlements on occupied land are also an obstacle to this peace process, one that American University professor Hilary Mann-Leverett says is central to Obama administration policy in the Mideast.
Resolution to the conflict would be ideal for U.S. interests. It would enable us to deal with all states in the region in a much more constructive way.
Especially a peace process that's built on an earlier Arab League proposal and seen as showing U.S. sensitivity to broader regional concerns.
Not only does it, in a sense, calm some of the tensions, allow some confidence-building measures among the parties to keep it relatively calm between Israelis and Palestinians, but even more importantly, strategically for the United States, it allows other countries, like the Saudis, like the Egyptians, to partner with us in ways that would otherwise be impossible for them.
U.S. officials say Kerry will continue to consult with Palestinian and Israeli leaders in the run-up to this expected prisoner release, pushing forward if the peace process continues, trying to figure out what to do next if it does not. Scott Stearns, VOA News, Amman.